Rising, good rising, good rising. And welcome to the Indigo Room. Yay, we're back. We're back, gang. Gang. And today we're doing Neville Goddard. We're doing Resurrection because we didn't do it Wednesday night because I didn't make it Wednesday. I'm sorry. But we're doing Resurrection today, this morning. And we're doing chapter 24, No One to Change But Self. I'm refreshed. And I had an interesting week. I'm sure you all have had an interesting week too. So we are going to chat about that today as well. But we're also going to do Resurrection. Hope you got your book by Neville, and No One to Change But Yourself. This is sometimes a very hard and difficult thing to get and to accept because it's everybody else's problem. They're the ones that are causing the problem. You over there, you, the government, that person, him, the dog, the bird, your kids, your husband, your wife, your girlfriend. Everybody's causing a problem, right? But according to Neville, and really according to many scriptures, according to many religions, according to the universe at large, really there's nobody to change but yourself. Mm-hmm. So that may be a hard concept for a lot of people to get. And we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about indigos. We're going to talk about the energies that came in this week. Woo! Lord have us mercies. We are in still Mercury in retrograde, and a portal was opened this week. And 11/11 brought all new energies. Then we had a full moon in Taurus, which, Taurus is a hard-headed. So it was nice to let go of a lot of stuff. You had to let go of a lot of stuff. We're going to burn some Palo Santo wood. No, this is not sage. I called it sage, I don't even know, a couple of days ago. Because, probably because I was tired, But it's not. It's Palo Santo wood. Hi, Linda. Good rising, Amira. And Nang is in the house. Good rising, Nang. Well, it's afternoon for you, but you know what I'm saying. Because Nang is talking to us from Spain. And hi, Sharon. Yay! Good rising, good rising. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of the Indigo Room where we discuss all things spiritual. And by that, I mean that we're non-physical spiritual beings having physical human experiences. Life is supposed to be good. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be delicious, even when it's wicky wacky. And sometimes, what do I usually say? Sometimes it can get wicky wacky as all get out. So we got Linda here today. Hopefully we can hear her. We're going to check in periodically with her back and forth. She's having some issues. We were having a little bit of issues with her sound, and we're just gonna keep trying with Linda because Linda needs to get her voice up in here. There's people that listen to the Indigo Room that absolutely love Linda's voice, like me, and love to hear from Linda. So we're trying to get Linda so y'all can hear Linda. Linda. Listen, Linda. We're going to tickle our amygdala. Y'all been tickling your amygdala? Have you? Have you been doing that? Probably not. Because, I forget sometimes. Wanda! Hi, Wanda. Good rising. You made it, girlfriend. Are you at work? Are you working? Are you just listening at work? Because, Wanda is a working woman. She really is. She be making beautiful photography. If you don't know, you should follow Wanda on Instagram because her photography is phenomenal. I just adore it. Wonderful. And I don't know. Yeah, she's working. She says she's working. See, that's what I'm talking. That's what I'm saying. I know. She's a beautiful person. I'm so glad I got the opportunity to actually meet her in real life. It was wonderful. How is your week going, everyone? How are you doing? Because I know I was not around Wednesday, so I didn't get to do a Wednesday check-in with y'all. How's it going? How you feeling? How are you feeling? Don't tell me with your hands. I don't want to hear that. How are you feeling? Are you feeling it real? Yes, she's always at work, she said. Are you feeling it real? I hope so. Yeah, I'm rested. Amira said, I'm rested. All right, Amira. That's a good thing for you, right? I'm glad you're rested. If you did not get, where's Barb? I don't see Barb. Anybody seen Barb? If you did not get your mug, you did not get your mug, I suggest you do. Your Indigo Room mug says joy and love on it. Yeah, it's a great way to drink your morning beverage or your water or whatever. Sharon said, I'm going through it. Amira says, I'm enjoying friends and going to lunch with a girlfriend today. Nice. Very nice. Sharon said, I'm going through it. Girl, that's all right. You getting ready. You are being prepared. That's what's happening. Just don't give up. I was going through it too this week. And our wonderful friend Nang is in the house. We're going to talk about him too. He does energy healings. And you don't even have to be in the same space with him for it to work. So, just saying. I'm ordering my mug after the show. Good. Get your mug. This is a shameless promotion of the Indigo Room mug, love, joy mug. Mm-hmm. Shameless. I have no shame. Wanda said, I'm feeling wonderful today. Good. Amira, in the near future, I'm going to order the words for my drinks. Nice. I have them. I should bring my water pitcher in. I have to get a bigger one because the one I have on my water pitcher, um, I put it in the wrong place. So I have to get another one. So Sharon says she's ordering her mug after the show. Get your mug. And hopefully this week, oh my God, if I have the time. No, 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 no. I'll have the time. I'm going to make hoodies for us. Indigo Room hoodies. That's right. I have the time. Sharon, we're sending you good vibes and healing energy, sis. Yes, that's what I've been sending her healing energy all week. She's been on my mind all week, and I've been sending her healing energies. You did say you were feeling a little bit better, so I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. All right, so we are going to tickle our amygdala first, and then we're going to get into the reading. And I'm glad to connect with you all here today. Just so you know, we're going to have to change some things until Linda says she's sending you healing energy too, Sharon. Look at that. You getting it from everywhere. Accept it, let it in. Just relax, open your mouth, and let it in. What was I saying? Oh, we're going to tickle our amygdala first. Then we're going to get into the reading. And Sharon says, thanks to everybody. Thank you, Wanda. Thanks, Linda. And then I do want to remind everyone that if you haven't already, checked over at the Indigo Room because we have 2 blogs from our bloggers, our guest bloggers, Susan Daly, that's my sister, you all know her, and Linda Patrick. And Linda's blog is about the your vision board, and Susan's blog is called Universe Speaks: Seeing the Unseen. And you can go check those out on the indigoroom.org website. So if you would like to be a blogger and you've never done that before, but you feel like you have something to say, you don't want to come on camera with me, because all of y'all are very, camera shy. You don't want to come on camera with me, then you can certainly voice what you have to share on our website in a blog. So we're looking for guest bloggers. If you would like to write and you want to put your blog up on the website, we would welcome you. Okay, so just send an email to the indigoroom2@gmail.com if you're interested in that. And I don't tell you what your topic is going to be. You got to pick your topic. I'm not picking your topic. You pick your topic, send it in. And if we like it, if it's not crazy, no, it could be crazy. It could seem crazy, but it's not crazy to you. As long as it's not disparaging to any race, creed, religion, you can talk about your experiences, your growth spiritually. It does help others, to be encouraged as well. And it gives you a platform, gives you a voice. It's not always, the Indigo Room is not about me, it's about us. So if you would like to share, please send your, hit me up on the indigoroom2@gmail.com, and we will check it out, Linda and I, and, put you on the Indigo Room so you can share what you have to say in written word. Okay? So happy Sunday to you. Also, Linda created our I am statements for the week. So she's going to be doing that along with Susan, I think. I'm not sure, but I know definitely Linda. So you can check that out. We posted it on Tuesday. I'm going to try to post it on Monday, depending on, my schedule. But usually Tuesdays is when I post the I am statements for the week. So this week was, I have the opulence of God in my hands. It is on this channel. You just simply, look on the, on our channel here, and Linda made a video for this week. And you can hear her voice, and it sounds quite delicious. You can play it over and over and over in your mind. I like to take I am statements and try to make them become me, right? You get your I am statements, and this is how you change your concept of self, honestly, by realizing that you are a powerful being. I got something in my eye. I think it's my hair. By realizing that you're a powerful being and that you really can change your concept of self. And what is that? What is your concept of self? If you're walking around thinking and feeling that you are sick, that you are weak, that you are never going to have enough money, or you don't deserve to have all the good that is that the universe wants to give you, that God wants you to have. These are things that, are concepts of yourself. And concepts of yourself usually have come from outside, right? And you may think that, well, I'm always going to be this way. No, that's not the case. You have the ability to change. So we're going to talk about that today. And I want you to get ready to tickle your amygdala. So let me take this off. And where is your amygdala? Right here. On either side of your temple, you have an amygdala. And when your amygdala is clicked closed, you are in fright or flight, worried, doubtful, fearful mode. When your amygdala is clicked open, you feel joy, you feel happiness. It opens up your frontal lobe. Right in here is where your third eye is. So you want to pop that open. So we're going to do that right now. And it is a way for you to really be able to flex that imagination of yours, get the imagination juices going, So close your eyes, or you can keep them open if you want. It's up to you. I like to do it with my eyes closed. It helps me imagine better when I don't have any distractions. So you close your eyes, or keep them open, like I said. Imagine that you have a feather in your hand. Imagine that feather. Is it long, short, tiny, medium size? Is it wide? Is it thin? You decide what your feather looks like. What color is your feather? And then just allow yourself to feel the bristles of the feather. Feel them on either side. What does that feel like to you? Okay. And then we're going to raise the feather up to the center of your forehead, slide it in. And then we're going to tickle our amygdala on the right. And then we're going to tickle our amygdala on the left. And then slide your feather out. Hopefully you're smiling by the time you're done. And if not, well, do it again. Try it again. Do it again. Don't try it. Do. I had a crazy week. I had to have people come in to do work on the apartment this week. I went to work myself this week. What is this sticking up on my shoulder? And Lord have his mercies. I'm not used to this schedule yet, as you can tell, because I wasn't here Wednesday. So I apologize for that. I didn't leave you. I couldn't do it. I was so tired. So Linda and I were discussing this, and possibly what I'm going to do is record the show prior to, maybe do it on Tuesday night and then upload it, but it won't be live. Or we'll just do it on Sundays and, see how that goes for a little while until I adjust. Hopefully I don't adjust and, leave this job forever. I know I am free from this thing forever, but I am blessed that I do have this position, and it is helping me right now. So I am thankful for that. And 11:11, Sharon said, I'm accepting it all. See, there you go, Sharon. At 11:11, you accepted it all the energies. That's powerful. Powerful angels. You're on the right path. Okay, so I also want to say thank you to Wanda, before I forget. Wanda, thank you so much for that sweet love donation that you gave to the Indigo room this week. Thank you so much, Wanda. We appreciate you. We appreciate all of your love donations. But I do want to say thank you. Special thanks to Wanda. Shout out to Wanda. Okay, so today's topic again is no one to change but self. That's what we're talking about today, Neville. Resurrection. So I'm going to start. Let me just check. Oh, Linda's not there anymore. Okay, she logged off. The ideal, first, it says, for their sakes I sanctify myself, that they may also be sanctified through the truth. That's John 17:19. The ideal we serve and strive to attain could never be evolved from us were it not potentially involved in our nature. It is now my purpose to retell and to emphasize an experience of mine printed by me 2 years ago. I believe these quotations from The Search will help us to understand the operation of the law of consciousness and show us that we have no one to change but self. Once, an idle interval at sea, I meditated on the perfect state and wondered what I would be were I of too pure eyes to behold iniquity, if to me all things were pure, and were I without condemnation. Think about that for a moment. Just ponder that for a moment. He wondered what he would be if his eyes were too pure to see any iniquity, right? Any inequality, anything bad, anything horrific, anything wrong, no judgment, and was without condemnation of anyone else. Okay, Linda's back, but I'm not sure she's ready yet. So let's just check. I know she doesn't want to go on video. As I became lost in this fiery brooding, I found myself lifted above the dark environment of the senses. So intense was feeling, I felt myself a being of fire dwelling in a body of air. Voices as from a heavenly chorus, with the exultation of those who had been conquerors in a conflict with death, were singing, He is risen, He is risen, and intuitively I knew they meant me. Then I seemed to be walking in the night. I soon came upon a scene that might have been the ancient pool of Bethesda, for in this place lay a great multitude of impotent folk, blind, halted, withered, waiting, not for the moving of the water as of tradition, but waiting for me. As I came near, without thought or effort on my part, they were, one after the other, molded as by the magician of the beautiful eyes, hands, feet, all missing members were drawn from some invisible reservoir and molded in harmony with that perfection which I felt springing within me. When all were made perfect, the chorus exulted, It is finished. Then the scene dissolved and I awoke. I knew this vision was the result of my intense meditation upon the idea of perfection, for my meditations invariably bring about union with the state contemplated. I had been so completely absorbed within the idea that for a while I had become what I contemplated, and the high purpose with which I had for that moment identified myself drew the companionship of high things, and fashioned the vision in harmony with my inner nature. The ideal with which we are united works by association of ideas to awaken 1,000 moods to create a drama in keeping with the central idea. So if you contemplate weakness, you think about that, you feel it, your emotion moves you to feel weakness in any state. Maybe you're feeling weak in your body, weak in your mind, weak in your spirituality. I'll never get it. I'm never going to get it. I'm never going to get it. Never going to get it. Right? Then you are, in fact, bringing that into your awareness, bringing that into your being. So if you contemplate high ideas, you focus on high ideas, and I'm not saying that I do that all the time because I don't. I work on it. I catch myself. I'm doing better at it. But if you contemplate high ideas and high states, high emotions, high feelings, and when I say high, I mean good, right? Without condemnation, without judgment, without fear, without doubt, without worry, without chaos and confusion, you bring those moods into you and you become that. You become what you contemplate. I know that to be true because, I could be in a mood and I could be contemplating rage, rampage, and, wanting to destroy and create destruction. And when I do that, my mood is not a good mood. And I'm not thinking on good things. However, when I switch it up, I open up. And, things around me start to shift and change. Sometimes immediately. Sometimes it takes a little while because I got to work on it. But sometimes things do change immediately. I like when they change immediately, but sometimes they don't. Sometimes it takes me work. But that's what Neville is talking about. My mystical experiences have convinced me that there is no way. Oh, there's Barb. Good rising, Barb. Yay. I'm late because I got home, couldn't get you on my cell. That's okay. We're just glad to see you. Hi. My mystical experiences have convinced me that there is no way to bring about the outer perfection we seek other than by the transformation of ourselves. A lot of times people don't want to get that. I know. Sometimes I don't want to get it. I'm like, no, it's their fault. They did it. Damn it. But there's no way to bring out the outer transformation of the perfection that we seek other than by the transformation of ourselves. Now, they very well may have done it. But if I want to change it, I have to start within me. They very well may be the cause. I may have done something that I may have contemplated something that attracted this wiki wackiness to me. But if I want to change it, it has to start within me. As soon as we succeed in transforming ourselves, the world will melt magically before our eyes and reshape itself in harmony with that which our transformation affirms. In the divine economy, nothing is lost. We've talked about this before, right? There's no, even if you say, I've wasted energy. Nope, no, you didn't. You didn't waste energy on that person or that thing. Energy's not lost. It can't be lost. It can be transformed, but it's definitely not lost. We cannot lose anything save by descent from the sphere where the thing has its natural life. There is no transforming power in death, and whether we are here or there, we fashion the world that surrounds us by the intensity of our imagination and feeling, and we illuminate or darken our lives by the concepts we hold of ourselves. This is why I say to people, a lot of times people say, oh, now that they're gone and, they're being transformed, they're in the light. Not necessarily. Look, when you leave here and you're in a wicky-wacky state, guess what? You're still in a wicky-wacky state until you transform yourself. It's always up to us, whether you're in the physical, like, 3D, or you're not. It doesn't just automatically because you died now. Oh, life is wonderful. Nope. If you're living in hell on earth, guess what? You create hell when you transfer over. Let's just check in with Linda and see if can we hear you, Linda?
I'm going to try talking. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yay! Hi, Linda.
Hi there. What about the other folks?
Let's see. I don't know. Can everybody hear Linda? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear Linda. Please. Testing. We're testing to see if we can hear Linda. Go ahead, Linda. Say something. Say good rising.
Good rising, everyone.
Okay. I can hear you. I don't know. We have a 1 from Amira. Amira says she can hear you.
Great.
Okay, I don't know about anybody else. Everybody's quiet. Everybody's putting a 1 in the chat. Oh, Nang says he can hear you. He can hear you. Barb can hear you. Woohoo! Sharon can hear you. Yay! We have liftoff. We finally can hear Linda. Hallelujah.
Yes.
This is fabulous. Do you want to read a little bit today?
Sure, I can read a little bit today.
Okay, so I'm gonna finish this one chapter, and then you can pop over to, one paragraph, and then you can pop over to the next one.
Okay.
That sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Yay, we can hear Linda. I'm so happy. Mercury, take that. In the divine economy, nothing is lost. We cannot lose anything save by descent from the sphere where the thing has its natural life. There is no transforming power in death, and whether we are here or there, We fashion the world that surrounds us by the intensity of our imagination and feeling, and we illuminate or darken our lives by the concepts we hold of ourselves. Nothing is more important to us than our conception of ourselves. And especially is this true of our concept of the dimensionally greater one within us. So get an understanding here that if we want things to change, no matter what, however we're experiencing, the transformation has to be in here. Has to be here, here and here, here, right? And you know, your solar plexus, right around here. Thought, feeling, and emotion has to change. And if you have a concept of yourself, let's say you're argumentative or you're stubborn, or you know, you just say, well, I'm stubborn and that's just the way it is. Or I'm dumb and that's just the way it is. Or I'm always going to be broke and that's just the way it is. Or you know, this is how I am. How arrogant, number one, of you to think that you don't have the power to change. And maybe you just don't want to change, but you can. And when you start to change your concept of yourself, even as someone who is with limited income, you could say, well, you know, I have a limited fixed income. That's a concept. That's not a reality. That may be what you're experiencing right now, but that's a concept. It's not truth. If you decide that, well, I'm always going to be heavy. I'm always going to be skinny, you know, that's a concept. That's a construct that you have in your thought pattern that it can change. And you, by identifying a different concept of yourself, becoming and assuming the person you want to be, the things that you want to do, and what you want to have, you transform your reality from within. I don't care what anybody tells you. I don't care what anybody says that that's not true. It is. We all know it because we've done it. So if anybody says, well, that's not true, Sydney, you know, this is how God created me and I can't change. That's a lie. That's a misconception that you have chosen to believe, and because you have chosen to believe that, it is your experience. If you choose to believe something else, that will become your experience. That's how belief works. Period. Point blank. It cannot be any other way. Amira said, I remember when she would talk and read way back when. Yes, yes, yes. So Linda's going to go ahead and read the next page. And then, you know, I'll stop her like I used to, you know, so we can chat. Go ahead, Linda. Take it away.
Those who help or hinder us, whether they know it or not, are the servants of the law, which shape outward circumstances in harmony with our nature, our inner nature. It is our concept of ourselves which frees or constrains us, though it may use material agencies to achieve its purpose. Because life molds the outer world to reflect the inner arrangements of our minds, there is no way of bringing about the outer perfection we seek other than by transformation of ourselves. No help cometh from without. The hills to which we lift our eyes are those of an inner range. It is thus that our own consciousness that we must turn to as the only reality, the only foundation on which all phenomena can be explained. We can rely absolutely on the justice of the law to give us only that which is our nature of ourselves. To attempt to change the world before we change our concept of ourselves is to struggle against the nature of things.
Okay, stop right there. Y'all get that? Do y'all get that? This is why sometimes people have a problem with manifestation and with law of attraction, because number one, you haven't changed the concept of yourself. And number two, you're not doing it in your imagination. You're just going on about your world and you're thinking, oh, I have $1 million. But you still feel broke. You still act broke. You still do broke things. You still be around broke people. You still say I'm broke. So you, number one, are not speaking wealth into your experience. You're not feeling wealth into your experience, and you're not thinking wealth into your experience. You're not imagining wealth into your experience, but you say, you write down, I have $1 million. But you have not changed the concept of yourself. And by that, I mean, even if you don't know what $1 million feels like to have, because you can't imagine it because you've never had it, right? However, you can start to feel abundant. You can look around your experience and realize just how abundant and rich you are. If you think about all the things that you have that make you abundant, you can start to feel abundant. You can feel it, you can imagine it, and you can feel that way. Instead of saying, well, I live in this old raggedy apartment, but you have an apartment. You're wealthy. Oh, I don't have enough. I don't have enough. That's a concept of, that is a concept that I wish we could all let go of. I'm working on that my own self. And I catch myself, even when I think, oh, there's not enough. I stop right there. Change my concept of self. What does enough feel like? I have enough things. I have enough abundance. There's always enough. And I always like to think about Jesus when the disciples came around. I think we talked about this on the Indigo room years ago, but I'm going to talk about it right now. When Jesus was multiplying the fishes and the loaves, and the disciples came around and they said there was not enough. There's not enough. There was some little kid or something like that. Somebody had a basket. They had their lunch, and it was like, 5 fishes and some loaves. What is it? 3 fish? I don't know. It was not enough to feed the multitude. Jesus stopped them right then and there, and said, "What? What are you talking about? What do you mean it's not enough?" And if you think about it, because we hear Neville talk about allegory and the Bible and what it represents, if you think about the disciples as being your intellect, right? So your intellect comes and says there's not enough of whatever. And you look within and you say, well, thank God, you thank the universe, you thank your higher self, you thank your I am source, you thank your higher being that there's plenty. And he multiplied the fish and loaves, and it fed the multitudes. When you stand in not enoughness, then there's not enough. When you stand in, yes, there is enough, there is abundance, there is plenty, you multiply that. You multiply that energy. So if you can even look at your intellect and you say, you know what? No, intellect, I don't know what you're talking about. There's enough. You will start to feel better. And what will happen is more will come into you. But as soon as you stand in the concept of yourself as broke, as unworthy, undeserving, not enough, you can't have, it'll never be, I'm not good enough, you have to change that concept of self. Does that make sense? If you look at the intellect, your disciples is your intellect, coming and running amok, trying to change you. Tales of the. Oh, hi, hi, Katrina. Hi. Does that make sense? All right, Linda, go ahead. Sorry. Does
There,
that make sense to you?
yeah.
The loaves and the fishes and all that?
Hmm.
Because Jesus said, "These things and more shall you do." You want to get with that program.
You bet.
Go ahead, Linda.
There can be no outer change until there is first an inner change. As within, so without. I am not advocating philosophical indifference when I suggest that we should imagine ourselves as already that which we want to be, living in a mental atmosphere of greatness, rather than use physical means and arguments to bring about the desired change. Everything we do, unaccompanied by a change of consciousness, is but futile readjustment of surfaces. However we toil and struggle, we can receive no more than our assumptions affirm. To protest against anything which happens to us is to protest against the law of our being and our rulership over our own destiny.
Okay, stop. I just want to say that sometimes people will argue for their lack with you. They will argue for their less thanness. Well, that's the way it is, Sydney. I can't be that. That's good for you. You're stronger than me. Listen, if y'all knew some of the stuff I go through on a regular or that I've been through, you would not even, that would not even cross your lips. Everyone has the ability. Everyone has the ability. I'm going to say it 3 times. Everyone has the ability to change the concept of self. Period. Point blank. It is our choice to do it. It's up to us to do it. There's help, but like I can encourage you, Linda can encourage you, we can assist you, but the only way it's ever going to change is if you change your concept of self. Period. Point blank. Now, you can argue with me for your lack. You can argue with me for your limitations. I refuse to argue with you for your lack of limitation. I will, however, help you to break free of that, but I'm never going to sit down with you and allow you to feel lackful or doubtful in your. I'll let you say what you got to say. I'll let you be what you got to be for a minute. But if you come into me, understand. If you come into me and you expect me to say, "Oh, woe is you. I'm sorry. This is never going to work for you." That's never going to be what you get from me. Ever. I will give you 24 hours to wallow in your whatever it is that you're wallowing in. But I'm the chick that's going to be like, you know what? You can do it. You can do it. Use this I am statement. And some people get mad at me sometimes because they want me to allow them to be where they want to be in that lower place. And you can be in that lower place. I'm not saying that you can't. But I'm the person that's going to try to drag you up out of it if you come to me, is what I'm saying. I'm just not going to do it. I'm just not that person. It never happened. And I don't want to be any different. I don't want to be the person that lays in the mud with you. I want to be the person that pulls you up out of the mud if that's what you choose. Now, if you want to lay in the mud and stay in the mud, then you can do that. But you just are not going to get that from me. I'm not going to help you with your limitation. Okay, Linda, go ahead.
The circumstances of my life are too closely related to my conception of myself not to have been formed by my own spirit from some dimensionally larger storehouse of my being. If there is pain to me in these happenings, I should look within myself for the cause, for I am moved here and there and made to live in a world of harmony with my own concept of myself. Intense meditation brings about a union with the state contemplated, and during this union, we see visions, have experiences, and behave in keeping with our change of consciousness. This shows us that a transformation of consciousness will result in a change of environment and behavior. All wars prove that violent emotions are extremely potent in precipitating mental rearrangements. Every great conflict has been followed by an era of materialism and greed in which the ideals for which the conflict ostensibly was waged are submerged. This is inevitable because war evokes hate, which impels a descent in consciousness from the plane of the ideal to the level where the conflict is waged. If we could become as emotionally aroused over our ideals as we become over our dislikes, we would ascend to the plane of our ideal as easily as we now descend to the level of our hates.
Okay, stop. Did y'all get that right there? It said if we would become as emotionally aroused over our ideals, that's the stuff that we love, the good stuff, the wonderful stuff, as we become over our dislikes, we would ascend to the plane of our ideal as easily as we now descend to the level of our hate. You ever notice? You ever wonder how easy it is to just go there, right? You go from 0 to 1,000 in a minute. Like I told you what happened to me with that woman at my job, right? And I said I really wanted to beat somebody's behind. It takes me a while to get there, but I got there. And I went there with her. I was contemplating all kinds of things. And then I said, okay, Sydney, you have to change this whole thing. You have to change this concept of yourself. And I stepped in, caught myself, brought in my I am consciousness. It was not easy. It wasn't easy. But I did it. Okay. And I'm going to tell you something that happened this week. And then I'm going to let Linda finish this last portion. She came in to work after not being there for the whole last week. Because the first week, my first week was pure D health. Second week, I'm just going to say it was a little bit better. She wasn't there the second week. She came back this week. And when she came back, she really wasn't, engaging. And people that had known the situation saw me looking at her. And they thought I was looking at her like I was mad, but I wasn't. I was sitting in my space. She was here, and I was just sending her as much love as I could possibly do. Just sending her love. And I was just sending love everywhere because, that's the only way to get through this daggone job. But I was sending love directly to her. In this, maybe it was 15 minutes because I had a 15-minute break. So I was sending her love. Just enveloping her in love. And you know what? She didn't change immediately. I was like, that's okay. I love you. I love the God in you. You may be acting like a crazy woman, but I love the God in you. I came into work on Thursday. I can't remember because the days are like all one day now. Because I work 10 hours a day, 4 days a week. It's all a blur. So one of those days she came in. And she came up to me and she was like, you know what? I just love your perfume. And every time I walk by you, I smell it and it smells so delicious. This is the woman that wanted to like, her whole attitude towards me changed. And at first, I was like, okay, is this some sort of joke? Is she just like, is she, the hell? Why are you talking to me? Is this some sort of ruse? You trying to trip me up? Because last week, and then I remembered I was sending her love all this week. And my concept of her changed. And then she transformed on the outside. And I know Sharon has had that same experience with her neighbors. We talked about this before. But you have to change your concept of self within, and then the things around you change. I sent her love. I said, I love the God in you. And if we probably didn't have that altercation, maybe things would be different. I don't know. She still seems to be the little kind of not really nice person, with everybody else. But with me, she was cool beans. So, yeah, you definitely will see a shift and change happen. I'm telling you, guarantee it. Okay, go ahead.
Love and hate have a magical transforming power, and we grow through their exercise into the likeness of what we contemplate. By intensity of hatred, we create in ourselves the character we imagine in our enemies. Qualities die for want of attention, so the unlovely states might best be rubbed out by imagining beauty for ashes and joy for mourning, rather than by direct attacks on the state from which we would be free. Whatsoever things are lovely and of good report, think on these things, for we have become that with which we are in rapport. There is nothing to change but our concept of self. As soon as we succeed in transforming self, our world will dissolve and reshape itself in harmony with that which our change affirms.
Amen and hallelujah to that. The
Cool.
only, the only reason why I could say it is because I experienced it this week. Amen and hallelujah to that. Like, not that I haven't experienced it before, but this was immediate. This was pretty immediate. That concept. So there is nothing to change but our concept of self. As soon as we succeed in transforming ourselves. Now, it didn't work just because I said my I am statements. That's not the reason why it worked, because I said my I am statement. I had to have a transformation within in order for that to work. Me, I had to do it. She's still who she is and still acting who she is because she came by and had a conversation with another person and told them exactly who she is. But with me, that's changed because I had to have a change of consciousness with myself, of changing the concept of myself. And it's funny because some of my coworkers were going, "Oh, Sydney's powerful." They were looking at me in a different kind of way because I told you they thought I was sending her like anger. I wasn't. I was sending her love and light and healing. And her interaction with me has changed. So Tales of the Chrysalis says, I know that's right, Sid. Oh, you was talking about when I'm not going to argue for your limitations. I can't do it with you. I'm not going to do it. Thank you, Linda, for helping me read today.
Yay.
Yay. And Linda, we can hear Linda. You know what? It's probably working because before, outside of Mercury in retrograde, it wasn't working. And then we came back to it during Mercury in retrograde and, it worked. What happened to you this morning, Katrina? I got a hold of it quickly, though. It was not easy. Oh, yeah. You got to get a hold of it quickly. Amira said powerful. Sharon said that's true. You have to send love. You have to, even when you don't want to. That's the key. Because I really didn't want to. I really wanted to beat her down, to be truthful. To be truthful, she was going to catch some hands, yo. I was feeling like I wanted to just beat her down. And then, guess what? What she was sending out, I'm contemplating and I'm becoming. So now I want to fight. I'm ready to fight. And I'm going, okay. I was ready to go to jail. I was like, you know what? At least in jail, I could lay down, you know, I could sit. I'll be able to sit down for 10 hours. Let's go. Let's go. She's taking me there. Let's go. And then, you know, I had to realize that, okay, this is not going to change. It's going to get worse if I continue to be in this mode with her. So I had to change the concept of myself. And then while I'm doing it, I'm sending her love, and I'm loving the God in her, and I'm filling up with love, and I'm sending out love. I'm sending out love and light. Yes, the first thing this morning, I tried to catch myself off guard, but it tried to catch me off guard, but I was ready. All right now. You are wrong, Sid. I'm wrong about what? Oh, catching these hands? Yeah, well, you know, sometimes. Sometimes hands need to be caught, in my opinion. And then, you know, then we can do other things. I do want to also chat with you. That's the end of Resurrection. It was a short chapter this week, and it's 11:59. But before we go, I do want you to think about how many times you say to yourselves, "There's not enough." Barb said, "Glad you made it through without going to jail." I was ready to go. Because I could lay there, you know, like I said, I could sit down, I could take a break. That was where my mind was going. I was like, you know what, if I go to jail, I'm going to jail. I'm going to go to jail, then at least I'll be able to sit. Hallelujah. I do want to bring it to your attention. Yes, what came to your imagination. I do want to bring to your attention, because we're done with the reading, but make sure you catch yourself when you're thinking there's not enough. When you're feeling, not so much thinking, but when you're feeling the not enoughness. You could be saying there's not enough air. You could be saying there's not enough heat. You could be saying there's not enough wind. You could be saying there's not enough of something. I don't even know what you could be thinking. It could be anything. Not enough money, not enough time, not enough energy, not enough whatever. Change it. Get into your I am, get into your being, and recognize what you're doing. And then lift up your eyes within. Lift up your eyes within. Lift up your heart within. Lift up your thought within. Your feeling of not enoughness. You have to change that. And again, remember that Jesus multiplied the fishes and the loaves of bread till there was more than enough. It wasn't just enough that he multiplied. And Jesus says, "These things and more shall you do." And it wasn't just enough. If you can understand this whole concept of the fish and the loaves and the feeding of the multitude, it wasn't just enough that was multiplied, it was more than enough, so much more than of enough than enough that there was extra left over. That is changing the concept of yourself. Understanding that you can be, do, and have more than what you're even asking for right now. Get into pushing yourself to asking for a little bit more and feeling a little bit more and imagining a little bit more. Instead of just imagining and feeling enough, I am more than enough, or I have more than enough. I am being more than enough. I'm receiving more than enough. There's nothing wrong with asking for more than enough because there is no waste of energy in the universe. There is no waste in the universe. So catch yourself in your imagination. How are you doing that? Are you just asking for the bare minimum? You're just asking for just enough energy to get through the day. No, stand command. Bible says, command you me. I think that's in Isaiah 45:11. Let me see. Where's my Bible? Oh, oh, oh. Isaiah. I think I need my glasses. No, I don't. Isaiah 45:11. Let me see. Somebody asked me the other day how I could remember scriptures. I said I don't remember all the scriptures, but I do remember those that stand out to me. And it was 45:11. Chapter 45:11 says this. Now, this is the New International Version, but in the King James Version, it says something different, a little bit different. This is what the Lord says, the Holy One of Israel and its Maker, concerning things to come of my sons and daughters, concerning my sons and the works of my hands, command you me. What does that mean? That means you command the universe. You command God. And I know that's a hard concept to get, the whole commanding thing, because I know it was hard for me to get and command God. God is God. I can't command God. You know what? God wants you to command. God wants your commands. The universe wants your commands. Neville has talked about commanding the universe. There are many different spiritual beliefs and religions that talk about commanding this energy, because when you're commanding the energy, then you're standing in confidence, knowing. So act like a king and queen and command this energy. Command what it is that you want to be, do, and have. Stop sitting back and going, oh, well, God, if you could just give me 5 cents more so that I can buy this cup. Stop it. Get in the business of commanding your energy and feeling it and knowing the truth of who you are. You are sons and daughters of the Most High. How much more? You're not like little worms in lowly worms. Get in the business of understanding the truth of who you are and commanding that energy. And anyway, I had a dream about talents. So I'm going to share this with you as we get ready to roll out. And I want you all to put that in your spirit. And that's why I'm asking for people who are interested in writing, not the reason, but one of the reasons, who are writing, who want to write for the Indigo Room, who would like to share their talents with us. I had a dream this week. I woke up in the middle of the night. And when I woke up, it was 11:11. And the dream was about your talents. And some of you are very talented and you are hiding your talents. You're hiding them. And you're not allowing your talents to manifest. And this is indicative of what's happening in the Indigo Room I Am Statements group, because every weekend, we have I Am Sharing. Right, Linda?
Yes.
And what does that mean? That means that you go into the group. During the week, we post I Am Statements or you should be posting your I am statements during the week. But on the weekends, it's I am sharing, and it allows everybody who's in the group, we've got over almost 1,000 people in the group, to share what they're doing, whatever, their blog, their website, their business, their Instagram, their stories, pictures, art. If you have a blog that you want to share, you have a channel, you have a website that you want to share, every weekend, it's I am sharing weekends. Every weekend, I'm in there posting I am sharing. And I think maybe 5 people share out of the 900. And so I even asked, I was like, okay, listen, you guys don't seem to be wanting to share. What do you want to share? What is it that you've got going on? And it occurred to me that so many people do not even believe in themselves or their talents, and they're afraid to share their talents. And there's a scripture in the New Testament, again, we're going back to the Bible, and it's talking about sharing your talents. And if you look, talents Bible verse, let me pull it up really quickly, because I want you all to get this, and I want you all to understand that you all have talents, and you really should be letting them out. And it's the parable. That's what it is. It's the parable of the talents. Let me find the parable of the talents. I'm going to share my screen with you guys because it was important that I share this with you. And I had to, accept it for myself, but I'm sharing it with you as well because it's important that you all get it. And if you're not getting it, then, think about it. Think about it. The parable of the talents. And let me share my screen so you can see for yourselves. Let's share the screen, Linda, with the people.
Yeah.
Let's share the screen, Linda, with the people. All right. Let me see. Where is it? We want the Chrome tab. And I want you all to understand this is from the Bible, but it's allegory again. And it's very important. Can you see the screen? Can you all see the screen? Can you see the screen?
I can.
Okay. Can everybody see the screen? Let me make it bigger. Let me just make it a little bit bigger.
There we go. It's showing up on YouTube now.
Okay. All right. Let me just zoom in a little bit more. All right. It should be a little bit bigger now. Hopefully. Barb says, I sometimes command the universe like I talk to people I know well. Come on, universe, get it together. I need my keys, phone, whatever, and get it for me now. I am determined, and it works every time. Yes, and you should be doing that for everything. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Barb. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Come on, you got to talk to the universe. Got to talk to God got to talk to your I am. Got to talk to your consciousness, your higher self, like you talk to me. Or you talk to your friends. That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. So if you look at the talents, it says, for it will be like a man going on a journey who called his servants and entrusted to them his property. To one, he gave 5 talents, to another, 1, 2, to another, 1, to each according to his ability. Then he went away. He who had received the 5 talents went out at once and traded with them, and he made 5 talents more. So also he who had the 2 talents made 2 talents more. But he who had received the 1 talent went and dug in the ground and hid his master's money. Now, after a long time, the master of those servants came and settled accounts with them. And he who had received the 5 talents came forward, bringing 5 talents more, saying, Master, you delivered to me 5 talents. Here I have made 5 talents more. His master said to him, well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a little. I will set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master. And he also had the 2 talents came forward, and he also who had the 2 talents came forward, saying, Master, you delivered to me 2 talents. Here I have made 2 talents more. His master said to him, well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a little. I will set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master. He also who had received the 1 talent, one, came forward, saying, Master, I knew you to be a hard man, reaping where you did not sow, and gathering where you scattered no seed. So I was afraid, and I went and hid your talent in the ground. Here you have what is yours. But his master answered him, You wicked and slothful servant, you knew that I reap where I have not sown and gather where I scattered no seed. Then you ought to have invested my money with the bankers, and at my coming I should have received what was my own with interest. So take the talent from him, give it to him who has the 10 talents, for to everyone who has will be given more, and he will have an abundance. But from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away, and cast the worthless servant into the outer darkness, in that place where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. When I first read this scripture when I was a youngin', I didn't understand it. It didn't make sense to me. How in the hell in heaven are you going to be mad at the one person who was afraid of your behind and took their little talent and hid it? I didn't get it. How could he be worthless? He hid the talent. We're not talking about money. We're talking about you, your power, your talents, what you have to give and what you have to offer. He who has a little bit will be given much. If you had 5 talents and you went out there and you manifested and you used your talents and you used your energy and you used your spirit and you used your knowledge, you'll be given more. You use your imagination, you'll be given more. Those of you and those of us who hide our talents, who take our talents and shrink and put it someplace and do not respect the energy, the talent that was given to you, you won't have much. You'll be slogging around and poor of spirit, poor of heart, poor of mind, poor of imagination. Whatever you want to be poor of, you'll be poor of it. So use your talents, use what you have, use your imagination, share, let it go, let it out. I know you have a talent. I know that because I know all of you that join the Indigo room. Well, the most of you that come into the chat anyway. And I know that some of you are walking around saying, well, Sydney, that's not me. That's a lie. Stop believing that. It could be writing, it could be art, it could be singing, it could be healing, it could be whatever it is. There's a talent that you have that needs to be brought forth. So I'm encouraging you all to bring that forth and don't be like the slothful servant who hid his talent. That's my word for the day to all of you. And I love you very much. So we went a little bit over today because, I wasn't here with y'all on Wednesday night. But I do want you to understand that concept, and I do want you to figure it out. Look within what brings you joy, what brings you happiness, and don't hide your talent. Stop hiding it. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how young you are. Stop hiding it. And if you need help with bringing it out, email me at the Indigo Room 2 at gmail.com and we'll talk about it. We'll figure it out together. Well, find somebody who's going to help you figure it out. If it ain't going to be me, let it be somebody else. Maybe it's Linda. Maybe it's not anybody here at the Indigo Room. But they're gone it. We're moving into 2020 and the energies that are coming in. Linda and I were discussing the energies that are coming in. They're very powerful. And you might have felt the shift and you might have felt the changes coming in this week. Right, Linda?
Yep. Yeah, for me, they were pretty strong. And sometimes it's hard for your body to catch up with the energies. It takes a little while, couple of days. And for me, it hit me really hard. It was like it sort of came in waves. I felt like doing stuff, and then an hour later I felt exhausted and just had to sit. And then later on I feel like I had, energy to do stuff, and then I do a little bit, and then boom, I'd have to stop. And my sleep was interrupted a couple of nights.
Mm.
But you just have to get through that. And we just happen to have, like you said, the full moon, retrograde, 11:11 gateway opened. So there were just a lot hitting us all at once. And, you, I feel much better. I know a lot of my friends feel much better now, but they were all impacted a little bit. And that's okay. That just means we're rising in our vibrational frequency. And it's not always just like the work that we have to do to command our environment and what we want to have. It takes some work.
Definitely. Enlightenment can be messy, right?
Yep.
It's not all unicorns, fairies, and
Rainbows.
No, not all the time.
Yeah.
And when you are moving into this, moving up in your vibration, wow, stuff starts to happen. People start to fall away. Things that you thought were solid is not solid anymore, and you just have to trust. So, okay, let's go back real quickly. Let's see what's going on with the chat here. Linda said, ask for more than enough. Exactly. Ask for more than enough. Remember that. Don't ask for just enough. Be like Jesus. Get them fishes and loaves and feed the multitudes so that you will have stuff left over. Even after everybody ate and was full, he had more left over. From Katrina, Tales of the Chrysalis. That's her new channel, I think. For me, healing has been necessary for me to even stand in the space of embodying this abundance. I can finally truly own it now. I can see it. I buried it and it grows. Awesome. Fabulous. Amira, we love you too. Aw, we love you. Linda said, send your questions, comments to the Indigo Room 2 at gmail.com. Barb says, so inspired and uplifted every time. Oh, good, Barb. And guess what? That message, that dream, I woke up after that dream and I knew I had to write it down and I knew I had to share it. It came at 1:11 in the morning. That's when I woke up. Just saying. So that's a word for y'all. Sharon said, thanks, Sid. You're welcome. Kat says, we are integrating a lot. I have had huge epiphanies, powerful times. Absolutely. Amira says, I have to go. See you all soon. Bye, Amira. We're getting ready to leave too. Wow, Linda, that's what I'm going through. Yes, Sharon, exactly. We're all going through this shift. Everybody, you're not by yourself. So don't feel like you're the only person going through these changes. We are all experiencing them. All of us.
And reach out. I mean,
exactly.
Just say, hey, I'm feeling this way. Do you notice anything? Because I have a couple of friends that I check in with, and some get hit more with it during certain times than others.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And if you follow me on Instagram or you follow Linda on Instagram, shoot us a message, or Facebook, shoot us a message. And
right.
we'll be able to tell you if you are experiencing something that, is like all of a sudden it feels new to you, or send us an email at the Indigo Room 2 at gmail.com. And we can probably tell you, well, guess what? We're going through the same thing right now. So, this is what's happening. There's new energies coming in, blah, blah, blah. And we can share that with you. So I do want to thank you all for joining us today, me and my good friend, sister friend, Linda. And I want to also let you know that one-on-one coaching is available. 30 minutes are free. The information is in the description below. You can subscribe to the channel if you just click on the Indigo Room logo, which is in the right-hand corner, or ring the bell. You can see the little subscribe button right underneath this video if you're on your mobile, and then ring the bell so that you will get new content notifications when we upload new notifications. Make sure you check out Linda's video, the I am statements video that she did for the I am statements for the week. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. The links are in the channel banner as well. Again, pick up your Indigo Room mug. Might as well lipstick stain now. See, all my stuff is going. And your power stickers, your manifestation journal. Amira, I have yours for you. Your manifestation journal is on the way, hopefully this week. Oh, she's not here. She left. Power word stickers are at the indigoroom.org. That's our website. Again, thank you, Wanda, for your love donation if you're still in the chat. If you want to make a love donation to the Indigo Room, that is our Cash App, $ Indigo Room, or the PayPal link is also in the description below. And that's it. So I want to thank you all for joining us this Sunday. Good Rising. We did Neville Resurrection. Linda, do you have anything you want to share or add for this?
No, just everybody have a great week.
Yes, have a great week. And remember to reach out if you need help. And,
yes.
You know, if you want to join us, you know, in the coaching, you can send an email to me. Like I said, all the information is in the description below. We are going to be doing some work with one of our healer friends. I want to thank Nang for joining us, Nelson Nang, for joining us here on the Indigo Room. And we do have a guest coming next week. Yay! Finally. Sandy
on
Danny
Tuesday.
is coming. Yes, on Tuesday. No, yeah, Tuesday next week, which is this week, really. Tuesday, November 19th at 7 p.m., Reverend Sandra Daly is coming to join us here in the Indigo Room. She's going to be talking about some of the work that she's doing with women who have been abused or battered, or men, and the work that she's doing around that. So we're going to talk to her about that and some of the things that she's created. Sandy started out with us here a while ago, back in the Indigo Room days when we were on Talk Show in 2008 or 9, something like that. So she has grown her own channel and done her own things and is doing her own work. And so we're going to have her in as a guest on Tuesday. So hopefully you will join us back here on Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, which is 4 p.m. Pacific. Did I get that right, Linda?
Yes.
And we do have some other guests in the pipeline. So just keep an eye out and an ear out and watch us on the website for all of our information, and follow us so you can get new content and updates. Make sure you ring the bell. And if you're new, welcome to the Indigo Room. We appreciate you, all of our new subscribers. Thank you for joining us. Remember who you are. Remember that you are source energy right here in a physical body. Remember that you can be, do, and have anything that you desire. And remember, it's not being extraordinary that makes you unique. It's your uniqueness that makes you extraordinary. I love you. Have a great week. And we'll see you on Tuesday. Definitely on Tuesday. We'll be here, 7 o'clock. Bye. Linda, don't go away.
Okay.